Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fields at Southern Virginia University. Your Southern Virginia Knights and the Bridgewater. We have a non-conference matchup between two pretty good lacrosse teams. The against Salisbury, a great program.
Brady Cook about the game, and defensively they Salisbury, is the back-to-back national champions.
I'm sure there was a lot that our team having possession on the offensive end right now. I'm guessing how the defense is playing out with Bridgewater. So we'll see what they do in their first attack. So the ball's moving over, being patient on offense. Putting the ball down the field. Ball is being slowed down. Just moving the ball around, trying offensive end of the field. Good defensive stop right there now. And I'm really seeing how Southern Virginia's defense looks. Looks like we have a pass on the middle and a shot and a goal by number 0.
North to south dodge by Bridgewater and inside all season long, and I think that's been their biggest problem. Have their hands free. If you can put a little the dodge
possession really quick, a really that goal. Unfortunate for the Knights to give up those first 2 goals, and it seems like there's a couple games this season where the Knights, have has been preaching
as well as Merchant Marine, and then just throughout the season, I don't think he's been able to find his stride. And Coach Land give it a different look, see if they can, solve that problem.
So Bridgewater has possession on their offensive end, being patient. It looks like they're gonna look to see what they can do on this possession. Hopefully the Knights can get a stop right here, keep it from getting to a 3-0 lead. I'm sure that they learned a lot in those first 2 possessions, and their defense is a lot more in tune now. So it looks like there's a shot and another goal. Looks like it's number 32.
Yeah, number 32. That was number 32. And
so
same thing. You got a guy dodging from X, and you're not getting enough ball pressure, and he's able to, keep his head up, find a wide open shooter in the sweet spot. He's 10 yards outside the hash, or outside the 10 yards outside the goal and right outside the hash, and that's money for a shooter. So you really got to get your stick on the hands and make sure that you can force those turnovers and not allow those quick looks.
And a quick shot for the Knights after getting possession on the offensive end. They also regain it after the shot. We got some subs coming in, number 25 and number 42. So the Knights will look to pass the ball around and get a good shot, after a 3-0 deficit. Make sure that they get a good shot and goal here. And so Ryan, what do you think that the Knights should look for right here as far as, they're down 3-0, obviously they need to take their time to get a good shot right here.
No, absolutely. They definitely need to be patient. The game's not even close to being over, and a 3-goal lead isn't much in the sport of lacrosse. So they just need to, be patient, make sure they're not forcing looks and taking the most opportune shots.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Earlier they're win the game, so hopefully they can do that. And there you go, a goal by number 32, Sean Lamb. What a great shot coming from behind the net, and able to get that first goal for the Knights and hopefully build some momentum for them going in.
Sean being last year's CAC Rookie of the Year. You're losing by 3, and he's able to take an unassisted ISO dodge from X and bury the ball. So that was a great move by the sophomore.
Sean Lamb's a young leader on this team. He's their top goal scorer. So hopefully they're looking to him for getting the Knights back into this game, and hopefully possession here, and they're behind the net now, moving the ball around. Let's see if the Knights defense can figure get a stop on the defensive end here. The Eagles are being patient. We got to run down and pick
not a very heads up play by the Knights right there. Small mental errors.
Yeah, that's one of those things that Coach Lamb, something that will frustrate him. Mental errors are just something that you can't have in these types of games, especially being down early.
No, absolutely.
We got a shot on goal and it's missed, going behind the net. The Eagles will retain possession. Some quick ball movement on the offensive end for the Eagles, but the Knights were to regain their defensive positioning, and the Eagles are stopped. Eagles are just moving the ball around, being patient, trying to look for a open shot. And that's kind of what we're seeing from the Eagles throughout the game, is just them being patient and understanding like what's a good shot and what's something that's forced that they can get at any time.
Absolutely.
Eagles continue to move the ball around. And great block. Great block. Water.
It was a pretty aggressive feat.
Great set. End of
Knights press.
Knights doing a good job of maintaining possession. It's very easy to get eager and that aren't open, especially being down, trying to get.
Midfielder Michael Anderson forced Bridgewater to
score. It's a great goal.
Oh, they've Anthony Good, and that was number 27 who scored back, where he's been mostly a second line midfield, dodging backside, keeping his head side, and DeJarlis was able to find him.
But the Knights are able to. Oh, they lose. Unfortunately, gets possession.
Bridgewater to be quick on the attack after.
Net. The shot clock coming to
a lot of action towards the goal, that's for sure.
Around the outside, not being aware of those cutters going through the middle. See there, they made sure, and Bridgewater keeps the possession. You know, Bridgewater looks like a well-coached team that Southern Virginia has gains offensive possession, moving the ball.
Greece. That was a transition. Let's see if they.
Bridgewater. The goalie wasn't, he wasn't ready for, quick.
Bridgewater was able to pick up the ball right out midfield after the caused turnover, and he ran it straight to the goal. And he almost was uncontested. So those simple, small mistakes definitely need to be fixed as the game goes on, and as the Knights finish off the rest of their season. As Jace Thomas almost wins the draw. Let's see.
Ball's loose, still trying to pick it up. Kick to the other side of the field.
And they'll reward possession to the Knights. Lucky break by
it over to Sean Lamb. Net. Sean Lamb with the great goal, turning around from his back. Just a great shot by Sean Lamb, and great player for the Knights.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if I were Coach Lamb, I would definitely attack that matchup. I would attack that matchup all night. Sean being an excellent dodger, getting his hands free and creating space above the goal, and was able to bury an awesome shot. So definitely what the Knights needed at this point in time in the game. So.
Sean Lamb's a small player, but he's very quick, and he's able to sneak up and get those types of goals.
Yeah, he's a very quick player. Another face-off won by Jace Thomas. Looks like he's finally starting to catch his stride, which is, what you want to see for a face-off guy. You want or as a coach, you want your face-off guy to be getting confident in his wins and in his ability.
Definitely a very important aspect of the game, winning those face-offs and trying to get as many possessions as you can for the Knights.
Knights are going to have a quick, fast break based off the substitution game. And a good shot by, I believe that was number 7, Isaac DeJarlis.
Mm-hmm. It looks like the Knights are starting to, build their stride in this game. They had a rough start to the game, but it looks like they're starting to gain more momentum as the game goes on. Right.
It's the middle of the week. All these players had class today, so it's definitely hard to get in the game mode when you're, in the middle of the week, a Wednesday night when usually you're,
great passing.
Winding up practice. So, but
another goal for Sean Lamb. That's his third goal of the game. So it looks like he's starting to gain momentum here, and it's a great sign for the Knights being their best scorer on the offensive end. So we have a 4-3 lead for the Knights. Definitely a shift in momentum here. Bridgewater had it at the on the ball down the field. Bridgewater will 4, not 3 to 4. Being patient, looking for the open attack for the split second. Other attack. Anderson.
You get a goal by your sophomore leader up. Really starts to push momentum. What the Knights can do with this, with that turnover, let's see if they can create some opportunities, maybe get another look, maybe another goal.
Definitely made the bench, get really pumped there. Really excited to see what the Knights can do here on this possession.
Midfielder, like in his matchup right now, he's going to test it. Oh, nobody picking him up. He's able to get a shot off, but a good save by Bridgewater.
Yeah, great save by Bridgewater College's goalie. Definitely a save role. So to get a save for Bridgewater, able to do so, getting past the middle line there. Some aggressive defense for the Knights, trying to keep. Looks very spread out right now for the Eagles. To the left and a shot on goal. Number 8 for Bridgewater. I think that's his second goal of the game here.
No, that definitely is his second. And on that one, I think you're playing good enough defense. Maybe you're able to get on hands and you can alter that shot. But that one, I strike against Ian Arve, the goalie. He's got to make that save. It's about 15 yards outside the goal. Not a fast moving shot. I think that's a save that he can make. A very capable goalie Ian is. This will be his third year with the university. And he's actually had a pretty good career. So, and I know he can make that save.
And a quick shot on goal for Bridgewater. It looked like Jace Thomas thought he had that face-off, but then he lost the ball right before he could gain possession, and Bridgewater was able to get it.
Yeah, that's definitely frustrating as a face-off guy. As a former face-off guy, when you feel like you win the move but just miss the ball, it's always super frustrating as a face-off guy.
And good defense by the Knights, making sure that goal wasn't an open one for number 32 of Bridgewater. And a long pass to the other end of the field, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. And Bridgewater will take a 5-4 lead. Kind of a lot of up and downs for the Knights, but at the beginning they started off kind of slow, but they were able to gain momentum and get I think it was 4 goals in a row. And so I'm sure Coach Lamb is pleased that the game wasn't getting away from the Knights there at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're definitely starting to see some more confidence and patience in the Knights offense, especially with number 32, Sean Lamb. Definitely starting to see that leadership, where we actually didn't see a lot of that in the beginning of the year. So it's nice to see the sophomore taking charge of his offense and helping out with, keeping his team in the game. Coming up in this quarter, I hope we can get a little better goalie play, maybe a little more aggressive on the hands on the dodging of the defense. So we'll see. Coach Lamb obviously has some words for his offense. Probably just telling him to keep working, keep taking shots, and keep attacking their man and making sure that they're attacking taking the right matchups.
Yeah, and Southern Virginia men's lacrosse team they're a young team, but they have a lot of talent. They've lost Casey Rich, as you can see on the screen there, last year. One of the best players to ever play for Southern Virginia, and so the Knights are really relying on their young players that have a lot of talent to run this program.
And if you look at the roster and the starting offensive players of this Knights squad, you only have one, maybe 2 upperclassmen, depending on where Michael Anderson is playing. Most of the players on this Knights team are freshmen and sophomores, especially with some of the freshman leaders is number 42 Seth Garv, and number 10 Tennyson Schmidt, and number 25 Ty Veers, number 3 Carter Bean. Those are freshmen that have really stepped up and played big roles this year, which is exciting to see that the Knights have a lot of potential as the years come. So.
For sure. So we start the second quarter, and Jace Thomas is able. Well, it looks like the ball is loose. Jace Thomas looked like he might have had possession there, but he ended up losing the ball, and so Bridgewater will take possession for the beginning of the second quarter. They look to bring the ball up the field. Some pressure on defense by the Knights, and a great grab there for Bridgewater, number 21, and some
field. And as in college lacrosse, you have 30 seconds to get the ball into the restraint. That's one of the big identities of this team. Coach Lamb, as a coach, his most important philosophy is riding. A lot of good things happen when you can force people who aren't used to playing offense to make offensive decisions. And a good ground ball, goose up that was number 37, Kyle Fujikawa.
Yeah, great defense by Kyle, and he's able to give the Knights their first offensive possession of the second quarter. The Knights looking to tie the game here. Looks like they're going to be pretty patient here, making sure they get a good shot.
One of the changes they've made, recently is switching number 42 Seth Garf, who usually plays attack, with number 27 Anthony Good. Like I said, Anthony Good is a senior, and I think Coach Lamb just wanted to have more experienced guys playing offense. And I believe that that's resulted in benefits for the Knights, because they're not making as many freshman mistakes, and then you take a great player like Seth Garf and have to pair him up against a midfielder defender, and I think that really puts the best opportunities for your offense.
It gives the offense a lot of opportunities, but also puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Looks like we'll have some action from Sean Lamb behind the net, looking for a shot on goal, but being smart and passing the ball out.
DeJarlis liking his matchup, but not able to handle the ball.
We have a loose ball, but picked back up by the Knights.
That was a great heads-up play by Ty Veers.
And a shot on goal by Ty, but missed. And Bridgewater will get possession, moving the ball up the field. On a shot on goal, wow. That was just a great shot by number 0, Blake Mann.
And that's just been the story of the year. The Knights have a long possession, results in a turnover, and the opposing team's able to capitalize on it. That's happened countless times during these big better teams, like we're able to capitalize on those mistakes. So that was a great dodge by Ty Veers, but I think he needs to be bolted in a quick transition goal, more patient with your looks.
Looks like we have a penalty flag.
So this will be the first penalty of the game. Who hasn't had a ton of success this year, which is hard to say, because they have a very talented group of guys. A few changes that they've made to this extra man unit is they brought in number 20 Cade Rich, the brother of Casey Rich. Just like I said, more experience. Cade is a sophomore, but he's been around with the organization, especially with his brother, being the leading scorer for our team 3 years in a row. So let's look to see the Knights move the ball, act with patience, and get a shooter open backside.
Yeah, hopefully the Knights can take advantage of this extra man unit and able to bring this ball game into a 1-point game. So the Knights are moving the ball around, being patient. Once again, trying to look for a great shot, especially with this extra man unit out on the field. And they have a shot on goal.
Oh, that is not the shot you want to
take.
I
don't think Coach Lamb would be very happy with that type of a shot with the extra man unit.
Yeah, no, that was a far out shot. Past 15 yards. Especially when you have a guy, you create the defense to rotate. I think if Cade Rich was able to pass that ball off, to one more guy who was, I believe that was 27 Anthony Good, open on the backside, I believe that you can create an opportunity there. But just an immature play, taking the shot that you shouldn't have. Resulting in another turnover.
Yeah, that right there was a good break for the Eagles. They were about to lose the ball, but they were able to get the timeout before, losing possession. So Bridgewater has had a pretty good season. They're 7-3 overall. They played a couple of CAC teams. They played Marymount and they beat them 13-10, and Wesley they beat 9-4. So they're a proven program that's shown that they've had a really great season, and so far they've been a pretty tough matchup for the Knights here.
Oh, absolutely. And looking at all these ODAC Division III teams, Bridgewater is a relatively young program. I believe they've only been a program for maybe 5-6 years, just a few years longer than the Knights. And they're really well coached. And last year was the only season that the Knights were able to win, and that was an overtime victory. So they're definitely a talented team. Starting to get their returners and looking to compete in the ODAC. So, I mean, the ODAC, just like the CAC, is a very competitive conference with teams like Washington Lee, Hamden Sydney, Roanoke College, Lynchburg College. You got a lot of powerhouse teams in this conference, so you're going to breed really competitive lacrosse when you're playing competitive teams.
Absolutely, and Bridgewater will take the offensive possession here, looking to extend the game to a 3-point lead. I'm sure in that timeout, Coach Lamb, emphasized this defensive possession here. We really can't let this game get away from the Knights. And I'm sure also on the offensive end for the Eagles, they're going to try to look for a really good shot here. It looks like we have a penalty flag on the Knights.
So for you who are new to lacrosse, currently this is the equivalent of a free play. So Bridgewater is probably going to take some patience and try and capitalize on a good look so they can get a goal as well as the penalty. If they turn the ball over, it'll just the penalty will become in effect, and we'll get a look at the Eagles extra man unit. Good feed inside. Smart decision not to shoot that. That was a great awareness of the situation. He knew that they wanted to capitalize on this play and didn't force a shot that would probably not result in a goal.
The one-on-one matchup was able to be blocked by the goalie.
Great save by Ian Arve.
Another shot on goal, but I don't know if that was blocked or just totally missed by the number 6 for the Eagles.
That definitely looked like there was some contact there. So that was great defense by, I believe that was number 28, Michael Anderson.
And so Bridgewater keeps possession after the penalty flag. Let's see what's going on here.
I think they're just trying to sort out what the penalty was, but we're about to get a look at the Bridgewater extra man unit.
So Bridgewater looked to take advantage here with the extra man unit on the field. See if they can get a shot or if the Knights defense can hold them. It looks like the Bridgewater College is moving the ball in circles around the field, and we see more movement down the middle. And a shot and missed.
See, I'm not real sure about that shot right there. You got a two-man advantage, and ball a little faster, create a little action with your feet, and try to get a skip lane to where you can get a shot within 10 yards.
Similar shot to the last one, but great save.
Yeah, great save by Ian Arve. And he's definitely starting to find his rhythm. I think as the sun starts to get a little lower, he's able to see the ball a little better.
And a long pass off to the other end of the field, and looks like the Knights will get possession. It's still a loose ball. Ball goes out of bounds, and Bridgewater will get possession.
I wonder what Arve saw on the backside. I obviously didn't get to see it, due to our limited views.
Yeah, it definitely seems like.
Yeah, I don't think he'd need to make that pass. Being down by 2 goals, you have to take advantage of all offensive opportunities, and that was not the look to make for being a junior goal leader of this defense.
And Derek Marks. So Bridgewater will take possession, looking to get it past midfield, but they're held back pretty far back. Great defense by the Knights, and they're able to get it back. Sean Lamb has the ball in the middle with the pass to Anthony Good.
Oh, that's one he's going to want back. That was a great save by Bridgewater. It was a great take by Anthony Good.
Yeah, just a really good look for the Knights, but that was a missed opportunity. So Bridgewater will get possession, and they bring the ball back to their end of the field. Bridgewater leads it here 6-4. The Knights defense trying to keep it a 2-point game, hopefully get the ball back on the offensive end. Bridgewater being very patient here, looking for a good goal behind the net. And tipped by the long stick.
Yeah, that was a great scrape by, I believe that was Bryce Kimber.
The Knights defense being very aggressive here. Doing really a good job, cutting off those one-on-one attacks. Bridgewater will continue to move the ball around behind the net. And I'm really impressed with Bridgewater's offense. Just being very patient.
Yeah, they've always been a very patient team. Every year when we played them, or when we faced them, all their opportunities come from dodges from the outside and force shots to the inside. And we're starting to see a lot of that tonight. Great interception by number 25, Ty Veers. I've been real impressed with his defensive play and his ability to create turnovers tonight. That'll be his third caused turnover.
Ty might go coast to coast, and he shoots on goal, but not able to get it into the net.
No, absolutely. That's unfortunate because that was such a heads-up play, and you take it down and you take a mediocre shot. He definitely had more time than he thought. Where you're able to maybe fake the goalie out, throw a fake or two, and then bear that. Now possession's going to end up back in the Eagles' hands after such a great turn, a penalty.
So Daniel Brown.
I believe it's offsides.
So Bridgewater will keep possession. 5, Justin Calabrese. Quick movement for Bridgewater. They'll keep possession.
No, absolutely. I've been real impressed with the Knights man-down defense tonight. They've been forcing low-angle outside shots, and Ian Arve being able to read those all the way, making some good stops. Neither team has converted on an extra man unit.
Sean McAleish. One-on-one for Bridgewater.
Junior midfielder.
Brady Cook is a very big defender, and he just grabs the ball and goes coast to coast and shoots on goal, but misses it there, and the Knights keep possession. That was a great defensive possession there for the Knights, able to bring it back to the offensive side of the field, and Sean Lamb will set up the offensive set for the Knights. Sean Lamb has 3 goals, I believe, this game already, and a missed pass there.
That was a pretty odd play. If you are a fan of lacrosse, you saw that all the Knights defensive midfielders as well as the LSM were hanging their offensive midfielders by the sideline, which allowed Sean to work with some space. Another quick transition.
Looks like there's been a couple defensive possessions where they got the ball real quick and rushed it down the field and didn't even, give the offense a chance to set up, and they just went for the goal right away. But Bridgewater is doing a nice job of getting back and taking the goal away.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to be a little more patient, especially with the experience that you're having. You're down in the game. I think you need to take advantage of all opportunities. You don't need to force the ball, force these passes, low percentage passes. which are resulting in turnovers, which Bridgewater tonight has been able to capitalize on. And we're going to get a timeout by Jason Lamb and the Knights. I'm sure he wants to talk over this next possession. Probably tell him to settle down, make smarter looks, not to settle, take higher percentage shots, and start capitalizing on these many opportunities that the Knights have been given.
Yeah, especially being down by 2 points. It'd be a different story if the Knights were up by 2 or 3 points. Taking some more riskier shots on goal. But being down by 2 points definitely should slow down and maybe look to get some higher quality shots.
We're getting a look right now at Scott Winterton talking over some of the defensive plays, probably some of these transition opportunities that these defensive midfielders and LSMs and Poles have been making. Probably just telling him to, make smarter decisions with the ball. Because so far in this quarter, they've picked it up and played some pretty lockdown defense, only allowing one goal, only allowing 2 goals so far in this quarter. So I think we're going to start to see a lot better defense, a lot better on ball, backside slides. There was real heads-up play by some of these midfield defenders, such as Brady Cook and Patrick Reese, and Michael Anderson. So I look forward to seeing how the Knights finish the rest of this game.
Yeah, knowing the coaches for Southern Virginia, they're definitely going to make sure that the Knights make some adjustments, and they'll do whatever it takes to get their players to do so.
And a low pass by Ty Veers, DeJarlis not able to hang on to it, results in another turnover for the Knights.
Turnover definitely a crucial part of lacrosse. Team that has the most offensive possessions and shots on goal is usually the team that wins.
Yes, sir.
So Bridgewater looks once again to slow it down and pass it around. We can see that they're definitely a team that will look for the highest quality shot. A great defense there for the Knights.
Yeah, that was a great turnover. Now they're having some of their best threats in transition and again turning the ball over. So that's just what's plagued the Knights all season long. Is they finally catch their stride on defense. They're making stops and then turning it over in transition. Nothing could be more frustrating for this Knights team, especially for defensive coach Scott Winterton.
Yeah, this might have to do with the Knights being a younger team. Not being too quick to learn from mistakes. Hopefully, the coaches can drill it in their heads here pretty soon.
Yeah. No, you're definitely seeing some of the inexperience with this Knights team. But you do have some upper class defenders, as in your goalkeeper, Ian Arve as a junior, and then you have senior second year captain number 4 Colin Maxfield. So with a minute left in play, we're going to get a timeout by Bridgewater College. Probably trying to talk things over, drop a play so where they can hold and get the last look. Knights, it's very crucial that they end this quarter with a stop, maybe even bring the ball down and capitalize with a goal. Given the turnovers and transition, I would say the best thing that they can hope for right now is just not allowing Bridgewater to capitalize on a goal. So we'll just have to see what Bridgewater draws up and if the Knights are ready and prepared to answer it.
Yeah, definitely a tale of 2 different stories in this first and second quarter. The first quarter there was a lot more scoring, and it's definitely slowed down in the second quarter. That has to do with a lot of the turnovers from both teams, actually. So hopefully the Knights are able to keep this to a 2-point game, maybe even bring it to a 1-point game if they're able to gain the offensive possession.
Absolutely.
So Bridgewater will take possession here, looking for a shot on goal to extend their lead, and a missed pass, but picked back up by Bridgewater and some physical defense there from number 22 of the Knights.
And that was a pretty heads-up play by Brady Cook. He saw, he knows that there's not much time left, and the ball hit the ground. He was, right on his offensive man's right in his offensive man's pocket, not allowing to make that a very easy transition ground ball.
Knights looking to be pretty aggressive here on defense, knowing it's the last opportunity for a shot. There's 5 seconds left. A shot on goal, but missed.
Yeah, just wide. That was a great, great move. He's able to get his hands free, but just wasn't able to capitalize on the shot. So we're going to get a quick look by the defense, and that should end the quarter.
It's a great job by Southern Virginia defense there in the last possession of the half. Able to not let the Bridgewater College Eagles extend their lead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, coming up in the second half, they definitely need to work on, Jace Thomas needs to, work on winning some face-offs. And then the Knights just all in general need to focus on, making smarter passes, taking smarter shots. Just these little details that are causing the Knights to miss on these opportunities. They're on offense, making some better decisions, which is a plus going into the second half. But there's still a lot of lacrosse opportunities that they had, or extra goals that weren't finished. Game, this could be a 7-6, 8-6. Coach Lamb is very persistent.
Second field action of your Southern Virginia Knights. Second half, pretty far off, and Bridgewater will maintain possession. So what are you looking on Southern Virginia with a deficit of 2 points to Bridgewater here?
Some patience, ball over in transition or midfield, after you get a good defensive stop. All these things are going to, play or to have a factor in the result of this game. So if they fix these simple mistakes, I think they should walk away tonight, because Bridgewater is a very talented team. Depends on how they if they can change some of the small mistakes that they were making in the first, with a great save by Ian Arvey, and we're probably a goal
to have their first.
Just like I was saying, that's probably not the smartest play to be making, but Bridgewater making a good save. I know Coach Lamb, he really tries to get his shooters to be shooting high, just in case if they miss, instead of making giving the goalie a chance to make a easy save. Bridgewater will have possession.
Number 6, Taylor Phipps, on the ball around, trying to get a good shot here to start the half. The Knights defense doing a good job staying in check with the different cutters going through, and the one-on-one defensive scheme with Bridgewater. And a missed pass there, but able to keep possession for Bridgewater. Still loose, and the long stick able to hit it out. Number 4, Colin Maxfield, with good defensive play there.
That was a very heads-up play by the senior captain. We're starting to see a lot more aggression from the Knights, a lot better ball pressure, which, as you can see, is resulting in errant passes for the Eagles.
And a big hit there.
Seems to have a few Eagles players shaking up a bit, but they're on their feet, which is good. Nice to see.
So the Knights are bringing out their intensity and aggressiveness here in the second half, and able to do well on defense to give the ball back to the Knights on the offensive end. Slowing it down, trying to get a good shot. Something the Knights haven't really done very much this game is slowing it down. They've definitely had some rushed shots on goals.
Knights getting their first line midfielders on. That line includes Seth Garf, Ty Vierce, and Isaac DeJarlis. Getting a lot of action from X, some cutting up top. Let's see if Sean Lamb can create an opportunity.
Good pass by Sean. Missed shot by number 42, Seth Garf. The Knights will keep possession.
And those are the kind of shots you want to be taking. You're 10 yards outside the goal, squared up, and you missed high. So it's not a big deal that you missed the shot. You're able to retain possession. There, it was a good shooting position. The shot placement of the shot wasn't very well. Resulting in a great save by Bridgewater College, whose goalie has played pretty well tonight.
So Bridgewater takes possession, moving around the net, in a low shot by number 0, Blake Mann. Bridgewater keeps possession. We got 2 pretty evenly matched teams here. Both teams with pretty even records. Definitely trying to use this game to keep getting ready for their conference schedules and trying to get into their respective conference tournaments. Bridgewater continues to move the ball around. So we have a one-on-one opportunity and a shot on goal, but missed. Good defense there.
So those are the kind of shots you want to be, you want to be giving up. You got a offensive player running to his offhand, running down the alley with pressure on. You force him to take a low-angled poor shot, which misses wide. You give your goalie some help in those situations.
Another missed shot by Bridgewater, but they're able to keep possession. Knights defense doing a good job here. Really want to make sure this game doesn't get to a 3-0 lead. Another missed shot by Bridgewater. You know, all three of those shots being on the left side of the field, maybe, you know, making it tough for Bridgewater to get off a clean look at the goal. Ball continuing to be moved around. Number 29 gets the goal, and a great save for the Knights goalie, number 45, Ian Arabe.
And a little high pass, but able to keep it in bounds and retain possession. And that was a good stop by the Knights. You know, Bridgewater had a few, they had a few good looks and, able to alter shots and force them to go wide. And, then you have trouble with the transition and turn the ball over. It's kind of been the story of the night with this Knights defense.
And so number 8 for Bridgewater. And a shot on goal.
Yeah, it looked like it was hit by Colin Maxfield deflected that with his shins, which is not a very pleasant experience. But
yeah, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, great heads up play by the senior defender.
A nice pass down the middle and a shot by number 8, Michael Capos.
And that was a good save by Ian Arve. He stuck his leg out and made a good kick save, forcing the shot to go wide. As Bridgewater retains possession.
Bridgewater's had a couple quick shots on goal the last couple possessions, able to keep possession. Loses the ball there. We have a loose ball. See if the Knights are able to pick it up. And it looks like Colin Maxfield is able to.
And a quick turnover is going to result on a one-on-one. Oh, great save by Ian Arve.
So we have a penalty flag. Let's see what the ref calls here.
Looks like a push with possession, maybe an unnecessary roughness, but I'll get a good look at what the refs call. That looks like the penalty is going to be on number 33.
Alexander Bredenberg.
No, excuse me, that's going to be Brad Gardner.
For the Knights, yes.
Yeah, that's for the Knights.
So penalty on the Knights. See if the Bridgewater Eagles are able to take advantage.
And those are the penalties as a coach you're okay giving up. Any penalty that results in stopping a goal is one that you're fine giving. And then you got to mention the great save by Ian Arve right on the doorstep. So that was outstanding. And now we're going to get another look at this Bridgewater College extra man unit, who throughout the whole game hasn't had any success, not converting on any of their opportunities that they've had.
Bridgewater moving the ball around, and a shot on goal is missed by number 32, Sean McAleish. Bridgewater keeps possession. Continues to move the ball.
Within 30 seconds of the penalty.
See if the Knights are able to stop the Eagles' extra man unit as they did in the first half. Another shot on goal and goal for number 32. That is Sean McAleish, I believe. I may have buffered that.
And that was some good movement and a good well-placed shot. It was a little far out. I believe Ian Arve, with saves he's made tonight, I think he could have made that save. Brady Cook, number 22, looked a little frustrated with that. But with how many shots Bridgewater's gotten on in this second half so far, a few of them are bound to fall.
So Bridgewater takes a 7-4 lead, and on the face-off, unfortunately, the Knights aren't able to get the possession, giving it up to Bridgewater.
Starting to see a lot of on-ball pressure, trying to cause make the face-off guy cause a turnover, but
missed pass by Bridgewater, but also missed by the goalie. That's unfortunate for the Knights, and hopefully the Knights defense is able to make up for that missed opportunity right there and not let Bridgewater get a goal here. Bridgewater are doing a great job of slowing it down even when they know that they have potential opportunities on quick shots that are pretty open.
That was a great heads-up play by number 5 Jacob Lamb. Ian Arve caught out of the goal. Was able to widen his body area and not allow Bridgewater to take a shot on a wide open goal, giving Ian Arve time to get back into the cage.
Colin Maxfield is doing a great job out there tonight. He's playing really hard.
He's gonna. Yeah, it looks like there was some extracurricular activity with that one. I believe they're gonna call Colin Maxfield on something.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but either way, Colin Maxfield, you can tell in the second half is really, giving it his all and having a lot of intensity. He's had a lot of great plays already going on, but that's an unfortunate penalty on him there. So Bridgewater will.
We can't hear anything that's happening on the field on a great defensive play by number 22, causing the turnover to number 18, who takes a quick shot over the goal, and the Knights will have their, hopefully their first real offensive possession of this second half. They haven't really haven't really seen much of the ball this game so far.
Sean Lamb with the ball behind the net. Sean's a very smart player. He knows when to look for his own shot, but also to pass it off and look for a good possession. And losing the ball is Ty Veris. Unfortunate turnover for the Knights. They've had a lot of turnovers in this game, and as you've said, it's kind of the story of the season for the Knights.
Good aggressive ride. Picked up by number 10, Tennyson Schmidt. And that's the kind of play you want from your freshman attackman who, you just turn the ball over after your first dodge, and then you ride hard. Like I said earlier, Coach Lamb's philosophy is, good things happen when you ride. So, he really likes that aspect of the game.
A double team on Sean Lamb as he, looks for the goal, and looks like he's a little bit frustrated there.
I think they're going to call moving pick or interference, which will give the ball back to the Knights.
Bridgewater definitely knows to look out for Sean Lamb coming from behind the net. So Knights continue to look for, their first goal of the second half. It's number 10, Tennyson Schmidt, looking for the open man, Sean Lamb, and behind the net. And he has a shot on goal but missed.
That was a lucky break by Sean, able to recover that ball. That was a very low angle, low percentage scoring opportunity. I think, being an offensive leader, you got to take smarter shots, as he has done throughout this game. Sean is a natural lefty, so he's always going to try and fight back to that left side.
And another shot on goal by number 42, Seth Garf. Knights keep possession. Sean Lamb with the ball once again behind the net. And he looks to pass it out.
Oh.
Seth Garf misses it, but
not able to handle onto the ball. That was a good look by Sean Lamb. But not that big of a deal. Knights able to hold on to the ball and not turn it over. So,
if anything, it just gives Bridgewater an opportunity.
Oh, and an absolute rip of a shot off the crossbar by number 25, Ty Veers.
Unfortunate there for the Knights. They're getting some good looks on goal, just not able to convert. Still have possession here, trying to make it a 2-point game. And Sean Lamb with the ball. Passing it off, looking for Open shot, number 7.
I really like that action that they had around X, allowing Tennyson Schmidt to get topside, and then bringing Isaac DeJarlis down to X against a short stick who is a very talented dodger. Let's see if he can keep his head up and create an opportunity backside to get one of their top scorers in an open position.
And a great pass to number 25, Ty Veras. That's a tough pass going across the middle of the field through all that action.
Yeah, that's definitely a challenging move to make. Tennyson Schmidt really liking his matchup, so he, requesting that they clear the space for him.
Ty Veras, the one-on-one, passing it off to Sean Lamb behind the goal. Sean dodging.
Oh, and a good feed by Sean Lamb, resulting in a quick shot by Anthony Good. And the Knights will retain possession.
Yeah, good job by Tennyson, able to make sure the Knights keep possession there. Man, the Knights have just gotten, 5 or 6 shots on goal, but aren't able to convert here.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to see a lot more patience by this Knights offense. They're starting to, really settle in. They're taking, smarter shots, but getting better looks, attacking their mismatches or their matchups that they like. So look forward to having them do this for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think Coach Lamb is definitely pleased with this action the Knights have. He's looking for the good shots.
Right. And although unfortunately they didn't score this possession, but they were able to kill about 3 minutes off the clock and give their defense. So although, yeah, they didn't end with a goal, that's a small victory that they're able to hold on to the ball for so long. But got to give it to Bridgewater for making.
We'll see if the defense is able to, get the ball back to, for the Knights on the offense there for a couple minutes. And I'm expecting Bridgewater slowing it down, trying to get the last shot of the quarter here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is very important that the Knights are able to make a stop here. Good stand-up play by number 7, Isaac DeJarlis, and a very aggressive slide by Colin Maxfield with 15 seconds left to go. Attacking DeJarlis again. And great defense. Oh, and that is an absolute killer. Number 37, Kyle Fujikawa, coming a little aggressive off that slide. Great inside move by number 0. I believe that is Blake Mann. That was a great inside roll, and he's able to bury it. And that's what you want to do as an offense. You want to end the quarter with a goal. So, absolutely detrimental to the Knights as they make this a 4-goal deficit.
Yeah, Bridgewater takes a commanding 8-4 lead, and it's got to be very frustrating. But the Knights just got to keep their heads in the game and hope to have a really good last quarter here and just slowly cut the lead down.
Well, there's definitely still a lot of lacrosse to be played, and like I've said in earlier broadcasts, lacrosse is a game of momentum. Teams can go on 4-goal, 5-goal runs real quick. So Knights just need to stay confident, not play with their heads down, and be poised. And they can still, they're still in this game. They definitely showed some promise in their last offensive possession where they were able to get 4 or 5, pretty well-placed shots. So just keep making these same decisions and, taking these same shots, and some of them are going to bound to fall. So Jace Thomas has stepped it up on the face-off X, and we're starting to see some more aggressive play by the defense. So I think that the Knights have a great opportunity to finish this game.
For sure. Bridgewater is a young program. They've been, a program for about 5 years now, starting in 2013, and they just improved every single year. Their win column has gone up, every year since they've started, and, they're really showing out tonight with the 8-4 lead here coming into the fourth quarter. But, look for the Knights to, hopefully turn this around and gain some momentum starting early in this fourth quarter.
No, it's definitely exciting if you're a fan of Virginia, these young teams such as Southern Virginia and Bridgewater College, really coming out and having real strong records and making good improvements. As you can see, both.
Yeah, these are two teams that are very, very similar. The Knights also growing as a program and also improving on a year-to-year basis in the win column, and that's really the most important thing for both these programs. And it's been a great game so far. Both teams going at it, and we'll see what happens here in the fourth quarter. And Sean Lamb has the ball. It's really important for the Knights to, get a good shot here, Ryan.
No, absolutely, and that was a great way to start the quarter. You're down by 4 goals. Jace Thomas really aggressive on the faceoff X and able to win the ground ball. Starting to get a different look. As you can see, number 32, Sean Lamb, is now at the top of the goal instead of at X where he normally works. And Bridgewater able to recover really well. Little pick play.
Number 25 and a shot on goal by number 25, Ty Veras. Right, and Tennyson Schmidt able to keep possession for the Knights. Knights being very patient here, looking for, obviously, great look on goal there.
Looks like they're going to call for a loose ball push, and the Knights will retain possession. So we're starting to see that aggressive offensive play as we should see right now, but they're not rushed. They're definitely taking smarter looks. And Ty Veers is really dodging aggressively towards the goal, as well as Sean Lamb did at that last play.
It's important for the Knights to slow down and get a good shot, but at the same time, it is the last quarter. They still have a lot of time here, but with 13 minutes. But
right, with every second that ticks down there, they have less time to lower this deficit.
Another shot by Sean Lamb missed, and hopefully he gets a couple of those in coming up here pretty soon.
Oh, and he had Seth Garf open up top, but couldn't handle the ball. Still able to retain possession. 4 goals in the fourth quarter, but with how the Knights defense has been playing, I believe that they'll be able to get a stop and
extend their lead. The Knights trying to force a turnover and get the ball back on their offensive end. So the Eagles move the ball around. Number 21 with the ball right now, Daniel Brown.
Again, liking their matchup here.
Once again, the midline field, Mark and
the refs to be throwing on the shot clock pretty soon with Bridgewater. Obviously, with their limited time, or with the time that's with the action to the goal shot, and beat Ian with the bounce shot. So, Bridgewater capitalizing on all their opportunities where Southern Virginia has failed to do so. But like I said, still a decent amount of lacrosse left. This game is far from over, with Jace Thomas winning his second face.
Vince takes it all the way behind the goal.
And he's going to try and hang up number 51 for
Sean Lamb with the attack and the shot on goal. Didn't seem like he placed it where he wanted it to go, kind of right.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to see the Knights starting to play a little rushed, which tends to happen when you're down by while you're down by 5 goals in the fourth quarter. But I think the Knights just need to settle down, realize there's still a lot of lacrosse to be played left, and that they're not going to win this game within the next 2 minutes. They need to, take advantage of the whole 10 minutes while burying a goal or two every 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. There's still plenty of time left that they don't need to be rushing.
Definitely would have to agree with you there, Ryan. There's 10 minutes left. If their defense is able to, play well here and keep Bridgewater from scoring, it gives the offensive side, more time to score goals here and not rush.
Right, and especially since now you have Jace Thomas finding his stride and getting a rhythm with winning some draws. Definitely just slow things down a bit and hopefully get some better looks, higher quality looks. And again, look for the officials to throw on the shot clock sign as Bridgewater fails to advance towards the goal.
dangerous pass there by Bridgewater, but they're able to keep it, keep the possession, move the ball around, take some time off the clock.
I'm surprised that they haven't put the shot clock on already. Bridgewater's made no clear advancement to the goal yet, and with little time left. There was a shot, absolute stinging shot right off the crossbar. A little lucky break there for the Knights.
Yeah, what a break for the Knights going off the crossbar. Bridgewater decides to slow it down. Again, taking time off the clock. And a shot on goal, but
very good defense by number 23, Patrick Reese. Very physical play, not allowing number 0, Blake Mann to get a high quality shot right there. As the clock ticks down, watch for the Knights to start pressuring out on these adjacent passes, forcing these one-on-one matchups. Bridgewater liking the matchup they have right now against number 23, Patrick Reese. Patrick Reese is a junior for this team. This will be his fourth year with the organization. Last year he did not waste a year of eligibility, so he is still a junior.
Yeah, it looks like Patrick does a good job on defense right there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And talking with Coach Scott Winterton, he is definitely one of their go-to guys when it comes to defense.
There for the Knights, turning it over back to Bridgewater.
Looks like they're going to get a loose ball push, and that's going to give possession back to the Eagles, which is frustrating.
So Bridgewater smart, and the Knights doing their best to get the ball back, just like
Patrick Reese getting the ball on the ground, and then number 22, another outstanding defensive midfielder, was able to scoop it up and take it right into the goal. Brady Cook last year was an offensive player. This year, talking to Coach Scott Winterton, they decided to move him to defense just because he is the most athletic midfielder on the team, as well as the best on-ball defender, and that is including out of all the players. So that was a great heads-up play by number 22, and
that'll be Brady Cook's 6th goal of the season. That's pretty impressive as a defensive player.
Yeah, absolutely. He's given his offensive background, he's an absolute dangerous threat in transition.
And Thomas just misses the face-off, unable to get the offensive possession for the Knights.
Lock. Cook's goal bringing the deficit now only to 4, as there's still 7 minutes left in this game. Still having 7 minutes in the game, Knights are going to start thinking about locking off the adjacents to, try and cause a turnover to give their offensive some time to put some goals on the board.
And a loose ball here, caused by Colin Maxfield, doing a great job on defense. Unfortunately, not able to get it back.
Look for the adjacents to be locked off in this situation where you're, as they do right there, and causing the turnover where Kyle Fujikawa was able to pick up the ball.
So number 28, Mike Anderson, bringing the ball up.
Oh, and
just able to keep it.
Yeah, that was close. That was a very, very well-placed check by the offensive midfielder.
So the Knights set up their offensive end of the field, looking to get the goal to bring it to a 3-point deficit.
6 minutes remaining in this game.
Sean Lamb on the attack, bringing it back out, looking for a cleaner shot. Sean, being a lefty, he's on the right side of the field, now he's on the left side and shoots for the goal but misses. Tennyson Smith able to keep possession for the Knights. Tennyson looking for the best play here, passes it off. In the middle for number 7, Isaac.
That's not the play you want to be making right there. Isaac Jarlis, a natural right hand, gave up the angle that he had in his left hand to fight back to his right hand where there wasn't a lot of angle left. And
good defense there for the Knights.
Yeah, that was a great physical play by great heads-up physical play by Arve to come out and make contact with the shooter, which forced him to go wide, which is a good break for the Knights.
And losing the ball, number 33, Brad Gardner, just tough play. Having the long stick, hard to keep possession of that ball with two defenders on him, and kind of just got a little bit out of control there.
And each turnover that the Knights make is just another nail, or digging the hole a little deeper. Like I said, every second that ticks off just makes it that much harder to make 4 goals back up. But like I said, lacrosse is a game of momentum, and there's still plenty of time to score 4 goals. Definitely look for some more aggressive play by the defense.
The Knights defense doing a great job on the defensive end, but once they get that, the ball, their transition to the offensive end seems to be their lack thereof.
A lucky break there. Bridgewater really taking advantage of the mismatch they have with number 42, Seth Garf, who is trapped down on defense, who is usually a purely offensive player. They were able to dodge him and create a shot backside and able to get another goal. Yeah.
Number 0, Blake Mann. I think that's his 3rd or 4th goal of the game.
And that will make it a 10-5, 5-goal deficit.
So Bridgewater takes a 10-5 lead here with 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and the Knights are, looking pretty desperate here. It's been a tough game here for the Knights. Jace Thomas on the face-off, looking to gain possession. Loose ball. Great defense there by Brady Cook, able to hit it out, but Bridgewater gains possession. The goalie takes it way out, past midfield. What's going on here, Ryan?
It looks like they got an offsides call, which is going to call for a quick turnover. Oh, Brady Cook forcing the pass, a little low for Tennyson Schmidt to handle. Unfortunate play right there. They had a wide open goal, and I think they just rushed it with the deficit, given the 5-goal deficit with only under 4 minutes left to play. Just a little rush play.
Got to be very frustrated with that one right there. So
yeah, that's definitely a play you're going to want back. But still seeing some resilience in this Knights team.
Here they go.
Oh, and another missed opportunity. That was a great save by Bridgewater's goalkeep, and a real low, real easy shot, or not an easy shot to stop. But I think Tennyson Schmidt just needs to change his plane a little bit, but it's definitely not what you want to see when you're down by 5 goals. You're definitely starting to see some frustration in this Knights team. Looks like Sean Lamb got away with a little bit of a whack right there at midfield.
So Bridgewater takes possession here, looking to take some time off the clock. Looks for the middle and
and a beautiful play.
Just a great shot.
Yeah, good force, or good pass inside, and a behind the back shot by number 0, Blake Mann, who's having an outstanding game tonight. I believe that's his 5th goal of the night. That goal might be the nail on the coffin for the Knights this game. The Knights' next game will be this coming Saturday, April 7th, against St. Mary's MD, which is a conference game, and that game will be held up here at 4 p.m. as Jace Thomas wins another face-off.
Yeah, I'm guessing the Knights, their coaches are – Southern Virginia's coaches are looking to learn from this game going into their conference, more conference games.
Oh, man, Bridgewater's goalie is definitely standing on his head right now.
Sean Lamb is very frustrated
Yeah,
there.
did not like that opportunity. That was a good shot, good place shot, and just a better save.
Number 27, Kevin Metzger, the goalie for Bridgewater, having a great night. A lot of saves tonight. Just doing a really great job for Bridgewater. Like I was saying, the Knights look to go into conference play again, looking to just improve in this game, learn from their mistakes going into the more important conference games.
Right, absolutely. And I'm not going to say no game is not important, because this all game, a winning record is very important, and winning games is definitely best for boosting confidence. But the important games are yet to come. Where after this will be the last out of conference game to where for the Huntington, which is a very, very tough part of the schedule. St. Mary's is a very important game. Every year Coach Lamb's goal is to make it to the CAC championship game, and losing this game to Bridgewater does not hinder that goal, because out-of-conference play has no effect into in-conference play. But their game against St. Mary's MD this Saturday is going to be vital. They have to win. They have to come out and play well in that game, fix some of the mistakes that they've made in turning the ball over. They have to win face-offs throughout the whole game. I know Jace Thomas has had some success in the second half of the game, but you got to come out winning face-offs. And
another goal by number 0.
Yeah, he's having a day. Then
Blake Manders, he's their best player. He has 26 goals going into this game, so what's that make, 32 on the season. Really showing out tonight, doing a great job for Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Knowing Coach Lamb, what is he going to look for in this game, bringing it into conference games?
Definitely just fixing some of these small mistakes. Taking inopportune shots. Turning the ball over in transition is absolutely killer, especially when you make such good stops and you're struggling in the face-off goal area of this field. And you just can't be turning the ball over, which has been the problem for the Knights all season long. And these high caliber teams that the Knights play year in and year out are able to capitalize on such mistakes.
And a goal by Anthony Good, I believe.
Oh, we got a little extracurricular activity, but that was a good shot and scored by Tony Good, which is his second of the night.
We can see some frustration out there, but good to see a goal from Anthony Good.
Yeah, absolutely. And that should wrap up the game. We got about 1 second, which should be enough time to for the refs to blow the whistle. But that should pretty much do it. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game, and we look forward to seeing you guys back here at St. Mary's on Saturday at 4 p.m. So, like I said, the Knights are now into 100% conference play. They don't have any other out-of-conference games, so each game that they play is, they have to win to make it to their overall goal, which is to make it to the CAC championship game.
Yeah, and then that'll do it for the Knights men's lacrosse here at the fields at Southern Virginia University. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll look for you guys next time.